Hello. So this is the General's World, and this is Real Vibe with Nhaakhorms. I'm your host, Nhaakhorms. And on this particular segment, we are all about what's going on in our social life. We have a lot of things going on, but we try to bring them together so we can talk and see the different tastes people have on it. So on today's first episode, I have a guest with me. Now, this guest that I have on here is a fantabulous person. And I use the fantabulous word very cautiously because he's someone very dear to me. At the time I was down, I have never experienced it before for someone to actually go through the length to find out if you are okay after telling them something is wrong with you. And he didn't even know me at that time. It really did touch me. And even after coming back, we were on break working from home. We came back to the office and his attitude never stopped. Still caring, always open for you to come to him with any problem, ready to give you a solution, and also being a very friendly person you always gravitate towards. So, without any much further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Kelvin Nikwe.
Hello.
Hello,
Thank you
Mr.
so much
Kelvin.
for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. So, how are you doing today, Mr. Kelvin?
Ha, I must say I feel great. I'm honored to be on this show and I can't wait to get it started already.
You're glad. You're glad you're here. You're going to have a lot of fun on this particular episode. So, this episode, we have it called How to Balance Your Marriage Life and Your Social Life. That's the topic we have today. So, Mr. Kelvin, what's your take on this particular topic?
I feel it's a very interesting topic. I won't lie. I think it's something people have to be aware of
Sure.
because the whole marriage journey is forever.
It is forever.
And if you don't balance stuff up, it's going to get boring at a point in time. So it's very important and I think it's something we have to talk about.
Well, it is very important. And ladies, before you get your panties in the knickers, this man here is married. And he's been married for 2 years now,
Yes,
going
2
on
years.
three,
Yeah.
going on three. So, ladies, before you get any thoughts, he's off the market. So, Mr. Kelvin, how would you describe married life to you in particular, not to the whole?
I think it's very simple. People think it's a complicated journey, but I believe it's very simple. It has to do with two people coming together, understanding each other, and working at things intentionally for the best of it.
I like this. I like this particular answer. And to expand on what you just said more, could you tell us a bit about how you met your significant other?
That's a long story. Okay, so I'd say this was back in the university.
Okay.
Met my significant other in the university through a friend who I hold very dear to myself. He's safer. Yeah, so he liked this girl back in school, and the girl he liked had a very good friend she always worked with. So anytime Safas had to speak to her, we're both left hanging. So Safas did an introduction, and one thing led to another. Before I realized, we became a thing, and here we are now.
Wow. Now that's a very good wingman for you right there.
A very good one.
A very good
Yeah,
wingman.
very good one.
So prior to you dating her, did you have eyes on other people or you were living a single life?
Did I have eyes on other
Other
people? Of course. I mean, I don't even want to try and be a pope or anything.
Sure.
We always meet people, we see and we are like, ooh, this girl is nice. Ooh, this girl is nice. But yes, I look beyond just how people looked.
Sure.
I felt we had a connection. I felt we understood each other. So right from day one, I saw positive signs, and I decided, yeah, why not take this thing very serious and make it work? And
Right.
here we are now.
So during that particular time,
Okay.
she was well aware about some of the social activities you do engage
She was
in.
aware.
So she's aware about all your social activities.
I must say, I'm a man who doesn't really hide stuff. If I like it, I like it, and you know I like it. So she's aware. I'm very outgoing, and I do everything in the light, basically.
Now, that's the kind of guy we ladies are looking for. Someone who is willing to share everything with his partner if he's being honest about everything. So she doesn't have a problem with any of the lives you have outside of the marriage.
Every woman has a problem. Even if I was Jesus,
we wouldn't have a problem.
You still won't be satisfied.
We wouldn't have a problem at all. Oh. The question I like to ask, I feel like it should be addressed is, how are you able to blend? Obviously, you know there are certain things you do she doesn't like.
Yeah.
I'm sure she also has things you also don't like. But how are you guys able to blend it, marriage life with the social life?
It boils down to communication. I won't lie. Before you decide to do anything, I feel you must give prior notice just so there's awareness.
Sure.
And once there's understanding and very good communication, I feel it can work very well without any problem.
Sure. So based on this particular response you gave me, what I'm taking away from this is communication and understanding.
Yes.
Communication and understanding, which is the foremost? Communication or understanding?
I mean, they work hand in hand, but I feel people will only understand if they are aware of what you had to do. Sure. So that means you communicated. But if you do the action and then you expect the other person to understand, there's a little chaos here because they weren't aware. Sure. And you went ahead to do whatever. Exactly. And you decide they must understand.
No.
So you put yourself in the person's shoes and say, would I understand?
I wouldn't.
Exactly. So communication is key. I feel communication is very important.
Well, we are two different people because I don't believe communication is key at all. I don't believe communication is, because you can't communicate. She might understand, but sometimes we ladies, we like keeping things. We hold on to them. At a later time, you come back with something else and we bring it out to you.
Okay, so the communication here doesn't just end like I'm the man of the house, so I'm going here and I spoke about it. Yeah. So that's it. No, you speak about it, get feedback from her. Yeah. And in the feedback, you know if you are permitted to go or not. If you're not permitted, I feel you can put certain things in check before leaving the house. Make sure the house is stable. You've given her what she needs. You pamper her a little.
Very necessary.
Very necessary. Just to make sure when you leave, you sorted the house properly before you went ahead to do what you wanted to do.
Now, this is the ideal man, ladies. For him to say he needs to ask permission. How many men do you know out there who are willing to say they have to ask permission? I really commend you for that.
Thank you very much.
So, what kind of social life do you actually engage in, if I may ask?
Personally, growing up, I think my type of social life has been changing. Okay. Right now, I'm so into tennis. So that's what I would say I do most often if I'm not at home with the family.
Sure.
I go out there and play tennis.
So does that take most of your time or just a part?
I have work. I have a family to run.
Yeah.
I have my parents to check up on and stuff. I mean, so it can't take all my time. I try and balance it.
Really?
Yes.
I find that very intriguing because I've actually been keeping my eyes on you.
Tell me about it.
Because I made this observance, like normally after work, I never see you in a rush to go. You normally stay back.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see you 6:30, 7. Like, isn't your wife missing you or something? Like, does she have a problem with it, or she's cool with you being here for some time? Because I rarely, very rarely see you going home very early.
Okay. Yeah. So sometimes I stay back just to kill some traffic, or most of the time, just to kill some traffic. And I realized I was putting on so much weight. So the whole idea of staying back was just to use the office gym a bit, try and keep my body in shape.
Sure.
And also, if I have a few personal things to study, I mean, the aim is to keep growing, keep living. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Basically.
So she's okay with you staying behind and coming late due to traffic?
I mean, she goes to work too, so I think by the time I get home, we're all settled with all we have to do,
Sure.
and we make time for each other.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
So besides the tennis, are you telling me that's the only social thing you do besides the tennis?
For now, like I said, it keeps evolving. I have a circle of friends.
Sure.
We don't used to we used to hang out back in the day,
Sure.
but now everyone is growing.
Everyone is
Everyone is growing. Sometimes we even decide to step out, and before you realize, everyone has a story. I can't make it. I have something doing, stuff like that. So we just try and balance it. But I think tennis is the only thing right now I would say I'm so involved in. And with the tennis, sometimes we play, and when we are done, we sit just at the tennis court, order something, eat something, drink something, and then we're good to go.
So in Lil Wayne's words, is it that you are married to tennis and you're dating your wife?
No. My wife will always be first.
She will always be first.
Definitely.
So tennis is just like a side
I even started playing tennis, or I learned how to play tennis a little after lockdown. So I don't say that's what. I just love the game.
Just love the game.
That's my only way of exercising lately. But my family first.
Wow.
I mean, we've been doing this since the university. She's always going to be first.
She's always going to be first.
Yeah.
I'm sure definitely there's been times you guys have broken up.
Oh yeah,
and have
sure.
come back.
Yeah.
So what was like the main reason why sometimes you guys were breaking up? Was it you or it was her?
I wouldn't say it was a breakup because any of us was messing up. But at a point in our lives, we ran a few tests here and there, and we realized we couldn't be compatible
with other people.
No, we couldn't be compatible basically due to certain health reasons.
Oh.
Yes, but it turns out to be some of the results were wrong, so we retook some tests and we realized, okay, it wasn't that scary or it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing that I can say took us back a bit, but we passed through it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's real love. I never thought I would find it in this modern day. Because at these days, when you little red flag, you're like, I can't come and stress myself. That's the motto. So, Mr. Calvin.
Yeah.
We did a little investigation about you. The word that stood out whenever your name was mentioned was that you're a huge flirt.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the main word that everybody likes. It was how I say it was very dominant in most of what people were saying.
Okay.
That Calvin is a flirt. So why do you think people think you're a flirt?
Like you said, I'm a nice person.
Very, very nice girls. I'll lie to you.
I'm a nice person, and I just go all out for anybody. I always put myself in people's shoes. Like, what if it was me? How would I want to be treated? So I end up giving all the signs like you matter, you're important.
Yeah.
So if you take it wrongly, that's on you. But like at the end of the day, the aim is always to give my best, give my all to whoever.
That's true.
Yeah.
But here in Ghana, those things are not easy to come by. Because Ghanaian men in particular do not know how to show attention, care, and love. When a Ghanaian man is actually showing you these particular things, it means he likes you.
I mean, I stand corrected.
That is the truth. Tell me if I'm wrong. When a Ghanaian man pays attention to you, gives you care and love, is the normal, I just want you. It could be, I just want to eat you, or I just want you. When a Ghanaian man shows
you have a point. Yeah. You have a point.
So it's very understanding for most of the girls to feel that way based on how you are treating them.
I don't blame them. I mean, I was raised by a single mother, and our dealings have always been based on love. Always. Yes. And being raised by a single mother who was doing literally everything for you, being the dad, being the mom, being the brother, it was just everything. So I treat everything with love. I was brought up that way, to help, to serve, anything just to put a smile on anyone's face. You never know when it's the last day. So
sure.
Yeah.
Does your wife have a problem with that? Or she's
Every,
okay?
every woman will have a problem with
Obviously.
every woman.
Obviously.
I have a very jealous wife.
I would
So
be if I was your wife.
I have a very jealous wife. I really have a jealous wife. So the aim is always to do my best, but not do too much, because I don't know how she's going to be reading things.
No, if it was me, like you'd be on lock. Every time you come back from home, I'm taking your phone. I'm going through everything, your socials, everything. Cause I see how you are with other girls. I'm like, Kelvin? But I'm like, oh no, he's not going to do that. Cause it's looks from the outside. If somebody's looking for him, it's like, Kelvin is a friend.
But you tell me. I mean, there were days where I had
Okay.
to show up for you.
And seriously speaking, he's a sweetheart. But he's married. But you can still try if you want to. You can still try if you want to. Let's see if he's as great as he's saying now. Let me know how it goes.
Definitely.
Oh, so yeah, ladies, he's up for the challenge. So
Definitely.
feel free. He's
Definitely.
open.
Definitely.
Oh, this is a man who is in love with his wife.
I am
So
in love.
you are in love.
I am in love.
So do you believe there's a difference between being in love and loving someone?
Being in love
Yes.
and loving someone.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a difference.
What's the difference?
I feel like being in love is a feeling,
Okay.
but loving someone is unconditional. So even in their rights, in their wrongs, you still feel like you have to be there for them.
True.
So yeah, there's a difference, in my opinion.
Ladies, you just failed the test. Not the test, you failed it. You failed it terribly. Terribly.
Tell me about it.
Okay. So maybe I'm the one who's wrong. You can never tell. Maybe I am the one who's wrong. But I feel like if you are in love with someone, that's the love. In love, it means, that's how I say, I'm stupid. You know, although I'm a dog, you see that thing. You become a fool when you are in love. Not loving, no. When you are in love with someone, you are in love with the person. Everything, whether they are pot belly, their flat bottles, the crooked breast, you don't look at it. You are just in love with that person.
Oh yeah, like your question was if there was a difference.
Yes.
And I said, in my opinion, I believe being in love has to do with how you feel. I mean, you can be in love and fall out of love.
You can't fall out of love
due to things not going your way.
Ooh.
But if you love someone, I mean, it's unconditional.
Oh, the attractiveness is going down for me.
Because even if you check in the word,
if you check in the word, okay,
Jesus loved.
Asafo, give it to us.
He wasn't. Was he in love?
Jesus was in love with us.
He loved us.
He was in love with us.
He loved us.
He was in love. That's why I came up with a theory that we humans are incapable of love. It's been used very loosely in the Bible for a lot of times, a long period of times. So people just take it and say they are in love. But I don't think we are actually in love. Because if you are in love with someone, you can never fall out of love. The love never goes up, it never goes down. It's the same. But we are incapable. We are replicating a feeling about love, but we are saying it's love. That's my theory.
Anyway, I would still agree with you.
No.
I'll still agree with you.
Agree with
but I'm still going to be on the basis that being in love is how you feel.
How you feel.
Yes. People always say I'm in love with someone, and then one thing goes wrong, and they're like, I'm not in love again.
Exactly. Doesn't that reinforce my theory?
But then I feel if you love someone, just look at a mom's love to her son.
Yeah.
She's not in love with the child or the son, but she loves the child. Yeah. So in your good deeds, in your bad deeds, she's always going to be there for you. That's basically how I feel. Sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Kelvin hasn't seen a lot of cases in the world. That's why he's saying.
Let me take it.
That's why he's saying exactly what he's saying. Because I've seen, it was a real life scenario. This mom, she was in love with her son. The father abandoned them when they were young. She groomed her son to be for her and was having sexual relations with the son. To the extent that when the son now got a girlfriend, she was fighting with the girlfriend because she said the girlfriend can never treat the guy the way she treats the guy.
That's big.
Very big.
But who am I to judge?
You can't judge.
Who am I?
You are
I mean,
Kelvin.
things happen.
Well, things do happen.
We can only look at it from our perspective. I don't know the motive the mom had, but
Well, she was a single mother.
my mom was a single mother.
So you see difference.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, I still, who am I?
You-
Who am I to
My
judge?
friend will say, we are nobody.
Who am I?
We are. So I don't know how to put this. I don't know how to put this, but Mr. Kelvin, Mr. Kelvin, Mr. Kelvin. To expand more on what I said, when we ask people about what comes to mind when they see when they hear about Kelvin being a flirt, like there's this particular aura about you. You know, I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if anyone has told you. You have this aura of not a flirt, of a Casanova.
Yeah.
You've been told about it before.
I mean, since I was 2.
It's just
Since I was
it's just
2.
all around you.
Yeah.
Does that aura or anything, has it ever affected you in your, like when you were dating your wife or in your marriage?
I would say I'm tough up here.
Sure.
I hear what people say. I listen. I correct certain things when I feel what they are saying might be true or wrong.
Yeah.
But it never affects me to the point where I feel like, I mean, it's all in my head. If I believe what you're saying is true, I work at it.
That's true.
I believe in action. Like, I can't just be so hard on myself
Oh,
just
you
because
can't.
people have a perception.
Obviously.
But yeah, I've been getting that since I was like 2 years.
2 years. Now you have that aura.
Like anything bad, okay, Kelvin. Anything bad, Kelvin. It's something I've been dealing with. Oh, he looks like this. He looks like that. He looks like this. But then people get to know me and realize, okay,
It's a different
I might be wrong, or I was wrong all
Yeah,
along.
maybe.
But yeah, like I said, I don't look a little of how I was raised. I really don't look. How many people even have relationships now in the university and end up settling down together?
Oh, actually a lot.
Okay, but like just a few,
A lot actually. But
just
then,
a few.
a lot actually.
Anyway,
The
but
one
like,
I was invited to, but I didn't go to. They actually started from Essex. And I was like, I can't do
like,
that.
you know how our generation is like lately. People always want to try new things, and like I said, we've gone through a lot. We've gone through a lot, but here we are.
I like that you brought that up. We've gone through a lot of changes. So the changes you've gone through, is it just you or is you and your wife together?
I'll say it's a collective thing, but for now, I can only speak for myself.
Obviously.
Yes, I've gone through a whole lot of changes, so we're growing physically,
Emotionally,
mentally, emotionally,
sexually.
sexual. Oh yes, sexually.
Sexually.
I like that topic.
So sexually too, there's been some changes.
Oh yeah, there's been some changes.
You know, I always have a feeling that sometimes we ladies are a bit limited because if a lady's sexual preferences do change and she's trying to tell her sibling, it's taken like she's cheated somewhere or another
Can you take that again?
When, let's say, you are used to maybe doing it on the bed,
Okay.
then one day out of the blue, she just comes out and she's like, no, I don't want to be done on the bed anymore. Like, push me on the on the wall.
I know that feeling.
It's taken like then the lady has been somewhere.
She has explored somewhere
Exactly.
else.
But meanwhile, it's something she's seen and she wants to try. Why is it taking so? Why must the men? But you and me, when you bring the style there, then Charlie, boss, to go
We're upping our game.
Yeah. But why is it that though?
Okay, I can only speak for myself. Like I'm very non-judgmental.
Sure.
I don't hold people accountable for certain things they do.
Are you sure?
No, not like all the way.
Okay.
Like I feel everyone can learn from any experience they have.
Sure.
So I just don't hold you accountable instantly. I feel we can speak about it. I
Okay.
can find out why you did what you did,
Oh.
just to find a solution.
So if she comes, she's on fire. Push
I
me
mean,
on the wall.
I can make fun. I can make fun of the whole situation. I'll be like, "Ooh, someone got
And you
game."
wouldn't do it?
I will, but like, I'll be like,
Oh.
or in the process,
So like there's
I will spoil the fun.
no holds, no barrier, like anything goes.
Well, I mean, if we're not hurting each other,
Even if it's BDSM?
ooh, like I said, if we're not hurting each other,
What if she's a sadist?
I've not found out yet. But if she is, when we get there, we'll cross.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, when we get there, we'll cross.
Fall in love, my friends. Fall in love. Look at how beautiful it is. So, Mr. Kelvin, how has your friends, in a way, contributed, or how to say, negatively or positively to your marriage life with your?
Negatively, I'll say it's nothing intentional.
Okay,
We all have things that we do in our homes
sure.
that vary. So say we can have a discussion and one person is talking about something going on in his house, and you're thinking about how the same thing happens in your house, and you're watching how he deals with it and how you have been dealing with it, and you're asking yourself, "Ooh, does that make me less of a man?"
Those moments actually happen.
Oh yeah, the moments like
Oh.
that. So you're talking about something that's going on
Yeah.
in the house, and he deals with the whole issue differently, and you also deal with it like so differently, and you're like, wow, he's being a man. But like I said, you just have to, like my opinion on how you accept or take negative stuff is, if it's working well in your house and it's bringing peace, stick to it.
Sure.
Because sometimes we have people giving us feedback and it influences us negatively. So his wife is misbehaving and he's shouting and he's beating the wife, and because of that she has changed. It doesn't mean you should start trying that. If
Not at all.
I'm not saying my friends do that, it was just an example.
It's just a disclaimer, guys.
Yes. But like, my point is, if you wash dishes, if you wash your own things, if you do chores, and it's bringing peace in your house, stick to it. Yeah, stick to it. That's my policy. You really don't have to look at what people are doing or how it makes you feel. It makes me feel like a man, so, or it makes me feel less of a man, so I have to stop doing this. Just do whatever in your house brings you peace and let peace prevail.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually like this. Like, he's making me actually like marriage life for once in a very long time. It's like there are no gender rules. Like, if I want to do it, I do it, not because it's my duty. If that's what I'm taking away from what you said, and that is what we ladies have been striving for. Stop telling me to go to the kitchen. Why can't you go to the kitchen? So you do cook sometimes, even for your wife?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh,
I love to cook.
Girls, the challenge is hot.
I love to cook. I don't look like I.
Oh,
exactly.
You don't look.
My mom did a good job.
Well, most of the times in Ghana, single mothers actually do give birth to, actually raise, not give birth, raise gentlemen. It's something I've realized. Because the guys who, when it comes to food, damn it's the best. So are you going to try your food one day in the office?
Why not? What do you want to have?
Chicken Alfredo.
That's lightweight.
My tuna comes raw. Oh, it's not easy. It's not easy. So what I would like to ask is, we've seen a lot of people, we've seen a lot of young people going into marriage. A lot have come back. A whole lot. Like, you even hear stories about them just even breaking up because the lady doesn't like, she likes leaving the bar soap in the water. The man doesn't like that because he says it makes the soap look some way. And they go their separate ways.
Yeah.
3 years, 2 years. I know it's not easy. But like, what's your advice to the young ones who want to get into marriage early? They don't want to wait. They want to like be there with their significant other from the initial and keep it going till forever. What's your advice to them?
My advice is whatever you're seeing that your partner is doing now, trust me, it would only get worse.
Oh,
So
really?
if you're in a relationship which you haven't called or sealed the deal to call it a marriage,
Yeah.
trust me, whatever thing she's doing that you think you don't like, it will only get worse when you get married.
Oh.
It
So it's
won't
more like
change.
it's amplified.
Yeah, it would amplify.
Oh.
It would show in certain areas, and you'd be like, I've seen this cassette play before. It won't
Yeah,
change. But then you have to ask yourself, is this something I can deal with
that's the thing.
forever? So you weigh the positives, you weigh the negatives,
True.
and you ask yourself, is this something I can deal with forever? If it's something you can deal with forever, then I think you're ready for marriage.
I really like that. I really like that. The question is, can you deal with it?
Yes.
I watched this particular movie. This is Sex Life on Netflix. And one particular phrase the lady said that stood out to me. That lady said, if you want to get married to the person and you look back and you feel like that person, no matter what, you don't mind waking up to that person every single day, then you know you're ready. So it means she's the one you don't mind waking up to
Yeah.
every single day.
Yeah.
Please, like, wherever you are, if you're watching this, your husband is really in love with you. And he's a keeper for sure.
Definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
well, this is my first time actually having this lengthy talk with you. And
Yeah.
I must say, I have really enjoyed myself.
I have enjoyed myself.
You've actually blown my mind to things I didn't know.
You pushed me to the wall.
Someone has to push you to the wall.
Definitely.
Someone. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the General's World, and you're watching Real Vibe with Nhaakhorms. My name is Nhaakhorms, and my lovely guest is Kelvin.
Yeah.
And we've had a lovely time hosting. See you same time next week. Have a lovely week.
Lovely week, guys.